Test. You got 7 minutes. You don't have to get quiet yet. Y'all keep going.
They got quiet when I
You
came.
sure did. All right.
That's a load.
Then we'll start with the discussion. Starting.
Agreement. Let me give you all the red line version.
Yeah.
That way you've got the latest language.
That's not in.
No. That one is the one that's coming from committee. So this is the agreement that we would do with other municipal law enforcement agencies to have them help us out on special.
Oh.
So Daniel, nothing crazy, but I wanted to make sure y'all had his additions. Um, and And because we didn't get amendment public hearing in time for tonight, it'll be, we're doing okay. So you have to do a public hearing on the budget? Right here. Yeah. Yep. And next month we'll do the amended budget
For life.
for the current year. Right. We'll do that public hearing next. Yeah. If they were in the impression they didn't need to, and I said, I've always done that in abundance of caution. Yeah, so let's throw it in. All right.
Yeah. It was good. We have a team. There it is. They were one away for. They were in the. Comment. I will call to order the regularly scheduled city council meeting for Mauldin, South Carolina on Monday, May 18th, 2026 at approximately 7 p.m.-ish. I was a couple of minutes late. I apologize. All that the records reflect, all members of the council are present, along with myself and our legal advisor, our city attorney, Mr. Daniel Hughes, our city administrator, Ms. Seth Duncan, our assistant city administrator, Greg. There he is, second row. So appreciate that, and various department heads, and you, our citizens, and some special guests who we will cover in a few moments. The next item would normally and is going to be our prayer and our pledge of allegiance, and I would ask Mr. Allgood to do that.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. If you so choose, you may bow your heads. We ask for your wisdom and guidance as we gather to serve our city. Grant us humility to listen, courage to do what is right, and charity toward one another, even in disagreement. Help us seek the common good, protect the dignity of every person, and make decisions that promote justice, peace, and the well-being of our community. May the Holy Spirit guide our minds and hearts inside and outside these chambers. In your name we pray. Amen. We'll now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Allgood. Now, one of the most rewarding sections I find of these city council meetings is proclamations and presentations. So I'm going to come down front and do these. And I would ask our American Legion second vice commander if he would join me there.
Thank you. All right, I better whisper. Okay. Thank you all for being here. On behalf of Post 271, Mauldin, I'd like to Justin Keller, front and center. So it's with great pride and deep respect that the Mauldin Fire Command staff nominated you for the Firefighter of the Year. You've responded to emergencies with skill, a lot of composure. Yeah. You mentor your fellow firefighters, which is a great leadership skill. And you engage in the community outreach programs quite a lot, we understand. So, and those promote safety and preparedness in the community. Yeah. And you also touch a lot of businesses, quite a lot of schools, children. So, you completed National Registry EMT training, the 5S SCFA classes, 276 hours of training. That deserves a round of applause. Congratulations. Wow. Thank you for that. And you worked really hard to achieve the rank of engineer. So beyond operational excellence, you're a role model. You have a lot of integrity, compassion, and you promote teamwork again and again. And you inspire the people around you. You help those who can't help themselves. That's very noble. So because of your unwavering commitment to protecting lives and property in our community, you deserve this honor. And we believe you exemplify bravery, service, and selflessness that goes along with the title of Fireman of the Year. Congratulations.
Want to get pictures? Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, we appreciate it. Charlie Squad, Sergeant Embry. Good to see you. So the Mauldin community, we're blessed. We have best firefighters and the best police force. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I'll tell you why. As a respected leader of Charlie Squad, or Charlie, Sergeant Embry's made a profound impact because of his steady guidance, his compassion, and also his personal and unwavering commitment to success. Been very successful, and your team's very successful and grateful, by the way. Sergeant Embry leads with calm, confident presence that inspires trust and keeps the team focused even during the most challenging situations. And as we know, as residents here in Mauldin, there have been some very challenging situations. Thank you for that, keeping us safe. Sergeant Embry consistently prioritizes the well-being of his officers, whether by providing clear guidance during critical calls, offering mentorship to those developing new skills, which actually, that's an art when people are new and they feel all that pressure, and you can calm the atmosphere so they actually learn, and then they can apply that learning. He also ensures workloads are balanced and manageable so people don't get overtasked and overburdened, and they can focus on the community, which is their primary job as us. Sergeant Embry's leadership style empowers every member of the squad to perform at their very best, fostering a culture of teamwork, accountability, and especially mutual respect. Through his actions, Sergeant Embry not only elevates the performance of Charlie Squad, but he sets the standard for excellence for himself and for others. Congratulations. Thank you.
Little side note here, in case you read something or heard something about a bank robbery in Mauldin. Super intelligent, smart bank robber. It wasn't long before Sergeant Embry had him in custody. Yeah, congratulations.
All right. There you go. Not on your watch, huh? Thank you. Oh, thank you, too, sir. Have a seat.
You can have a seat. Okay. And from there, we go to this one. I'm a little older than most of you. And so I worry about where our state and community and nation is going. Then I have the opportunity to meet some of the young people here. We're in great hands for the future. City of Mauldin is going to be on a roll, and we got some beautiful people here, talented people here, and they're going to cover up all the mistakes that I will make along the way. But let me give you this proclamation. I'm not going to ask you to stand up here all this time. Whereas Bianca Cannell is a distinguished student athlete from Mauldin High School, and whereas Ms. Cannell began her athletic journey through the Mauldin Recreation Program, participating in both tackle football and softball. And whereas upon entering Mauldin High School, she quickly made history as a trailblazer for women in traditionally male-dominated sports, becoming the school's first female tackle football player and its first female wrestling state champion. And whereas Bianca has established herself as one of the most accomplished athletes in school history, she is a four-time All-State wrestler, four-time state qualifier, and three-time state champion. In addition to setting multiple school records, she has earned recognition at the national, state, and local levels for her achievements in athletics, academics, and community service. And she has a separate room just to hold all her awards. Oh, that wasn't in here. I'm sorry. And whereas Bianca has maintained an outstanding 4.3 GPA and is an academic scholar, a member of the National Society of High School Scholars, a participant in the Athletic Leadership Cabinet, softball team captain, an accomplished member of the school orchestra. And whereas Bianca was recently honored by the National Wrestling Hall of Fame as the 2026 South Carolina recipient of the, butcher this one, Risa Saunders High School Excellence, if I got that right, award. This prestigious national award is presented annually to a female high school senior who exemplifies outstanding wrestling success, scholastic achievement, and citizenship. Whereas Bianca has signed with Presbyterian College, where she will pursue a degree in sports medicine while completing at the Division I level in wrestling. That's the Blue Hose group, right? I thought I had that one. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Terry Merritt, Mayor, that the city of Mauldin commends Bianca Connell for her perseverance, leadership, and commitment to excellence, and we look forward to her continued success, and she inspires future generations. Mr. Cumberlander, would you join me up here? Come on, guys. All three of you together don't have the words that she's got. So come on. Bianca.
I'll go ahead upside the head.
I would bet on it. Thank you. Proclamation, Mauldin High School Cadet Color Guard. Whereas the 2026 Mauldin High School Cadet Color Guard, led by Christopher Grant, finished first in the CWEA, that's the Carolina Winter Ensemble Association Championships. And whereas the Color Guard is a segment of the Mauldin High School Band, directed by Dr. Adam Scheit and Assistant Director J.P. Davis. Whereas the CWEA Championship is the highest level in which a cadet color guard can participate. Whereas the Cadet Guard has placed first in 5 of the past 6 years. And whereas the Mauldin High School Cadet Color Guard members are Catherine Aya, Kinsley Barksdale, Ellie Brooks, Parker Davis, Marie Gamble, Scarlett Granger, Harmony Link, Allison Parsons, Dara Raj Lopez, and Samantha Rosser. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Terry Merritt, Mayor of the City of Mauldin, along with my fellow council members, do hereby proclaim that we are proud of Mauldin High School Cadet Guard's accomplishments and recognize them for winning the 2026 CWEA Championship. We have the
Catherine? Catherine? Yeah. Hensley? Here. Ellie? Parker? Marie? Scarlett? Harmony? Allison? Tyree? Samantha? Dr. Scheich? So before we take the picture, my daughter had the pleasure of being a part of the cadets when she was in 7th grade. She's now a senior in high school, getting ready to graduate, and she's been part of the program for an awful long time. The fact that this group has finished first 5 of the past 6 years is an extraordinary accomplishment, given that that's the highest level that they can achieve at the cadet level. Dr. Scheich, do you have anything you'd like to add or say about the band program?
I want to say that we are a very proud part of our community. We are very happy to serve our community, and we thank you for the opportunities that we have. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you ever need us. We're happy to provide any musical entertainment whenever we can. Do want to mention that our marching band will be the first Greenville County band to ever compete in the Bands of America Grand National Championships in November. So it's a big year for us. So.
Okay, one additional one. Whereas lupus is a chronic autoimmune disease that affects more than 1.5 million Americans and an estimated 55,000 South Carolinians, causing the immune system to attack healthy tissue and organs, which can result in inflammation, pain, and damage to the skin, joints, kidneys, heart, lungs, and brain. Whereas lupus is often difficult to diagnose because its symptoms can mimic those of many other illnesses, and no 2 cases are exactly alike, resulting in significant delays in diagnosis, and treatment for many patients. And whereas lupus primarily affects women, particularly women of color, and often strikes during their most productive years, impacting careers, family life, mental health, and overall quality of life. And whereas increased public awareness, early detection, improved healthcare access, and ongoing research are critical to improving the lives of those living with lupus and ultimately finding a cure. And whereas the fight of the butterfly movement, I thought that's the fight or the flight. spite of the butterfly movement, has worked to raise awareness, advocates for people living with lupus, and promote understanding of chronic illness throughout South Carolina and beyond. And whereas the city of Mauldin acknowledges the courage, strength, and perseverance of lupus warriors, caregivers, and advocates who continue to fight for visibility, understanding, and better healthcare outcomes. Now, therefore, I, Terry Merritt, Mayor of the City of Mauldin, along with members of Mauldin City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Lupus Awareness Month in the City of Mauldin, South Carolina, and on behalf of City Council, encourage all citizens to learn more about lupus and support those impacted in efforts to increase awareness and find a cure. Thank you. Okay. Next on our agenda is the reading and approval of minutes of April 20th, 2026. I believe you've had these in your packet since Thursday or so and had a chance to read over them. Unless there's any corrections, adjustments, or anything we could note. Hearing none, then I would ask for unanimous consent without objection, and the minutes are approved. Good. All right. The next item on our agenda is we will open up for a public hearing of our 2027 proposed budget. Hopefully you've had a chance to read it online in various places it's been published shortly before falling asleep. It's long, but comprehensive. I think it is supposed to be a 4-star rating for the city of Mauldin. So it hits the areas that we have been focusing on and our citizens that give us feedback have asked for. So anyway, public hearing is open. If anyone would like to speak upon it, they can come to the mic, identify yourself, and share your comments to council.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Reynolds,
thank you. Just a quick comment.
you acting on the public.
Not exactly, just commenting from Mr. Duncan. This was posted within the state statute deadlines. Everything was posted as approved, as
Yes,
state
sir.
statute required.
Yes, sir, it was. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Always good to be legal. Anyone? I don't think there's a time limit, is it? Okay. I see no movement coming toward the microphone.
Anything online?
Anyone? No one online? People? No replies. All right. Hearing none and expecting none, then I will close the public hearing for the FY 2027 public budget. It's 7:27. Okay. Next item will not be as short of a public hearing is a report from our city administrator.
Take that as a
Okay.
compliment. That is a compliment. All right. So thank you, Mayor Council. Just a few items for tonight. First off, your favorite summer concert series is back every Friday night starting May 29th until July 31st. Join us at the Mauldin Amphitheater for live music, good food, and great fun. To start the season off right, we will have Mac Arnold and a plate full of blues starting at 6:30 p.m. on May 29th. This year's lineup also includes the Catalinas, the Tams, the Night After Band, Club Rewind Band, Smokey Jones, and the $3 Pistols will help our celebrate our America 250th tribute night on July 3rd. Then we'll have the Vinyl Junkies, the Band of Oz, Trey Duncan, No Relation, and Randomonium and Fireworks to close us out on the 31st of July. All concerts are free to attend and are supported by the Mauldin Hospitality and Accommodations Tax Program. So bring your dancing shoes, lawn chairs, blankets, and a friend, and join us on Fridays this summer for Amped Up Fridays. Also, just a few other important dates. Memphis final weekend is this weekend. Tickets are still going fast. So get your tickets while you can. Memorial Day, we ask everyone to join us at 11 a.m. to remember and honor those who gave their lives in service to our country. We'll do that on May 25th, Memorial Day. Forward Madison and Greenville Triumph will be opening, having a first game at GE Vernova Park in Mauldin on June 3rd. And you may not have heard this, but Mauldin has a baseball team now as well. So the Mauldin Mayos, which is a collegiate summer wood bat baseball team, is competing in the Palmetto State League and are right here in Mauldin. Their home opener is scheduled for June 4th. So June 3rd, we'll have soccer. June 4th, we do baseball. And will be held at Mauldin High School Stadium. Looking through the roster, did note that there was someone that we may recognize, Jackson Vickers, son of longstanding employees of the city, Christy and John Vickers, is actually on the team. So we'll know a local hero there. I think his parents are in the back there. We wish the Mayos for much success and a great season. For more information and tickets, visit mauldinmayos.com, and they have merch as well. So there's, see me sporting a Mayo t-shirt on the weekends. It'll be fun. All right. Next, I think the one kind of update we've all been waiting for, some updates on the stadium. So edifice construction is nearing completion of phase 1 at GE Vernova Park, the city's multi-use entertainment venue and stadium at Bridgeway Station. Phase 1 will include the stadium's core elements, including the field, stands, seats, scoreboard, lights, fencing, and East Concessions building. Substantial completion of those elements is expected by the end of the month. Phase 2 is underway with the pouring of foundations of the West Building as of this morning. The West Building will feature team facilities and locker rooms, a team store, concessions, restrooms, suites, and a press box. Substantial completion of Phase 2 is expected later this year or early next year. Opening night is only 16 days away and coming fast. In addition to Edifice's work to get the stadium ready, the city, along with our partners at Greenville Pro Soccer, that's the Triumphs team, ownership, Bridgeway Station are placing the final touches on opening night's traffic and parking plan. In addition to Bridgeway Station's recent parking lot expansion, which saw the creation of more than 400 new spots, Greenville Pro Soccer secured an additional 1,800 parking spots along Holland Road and East Butler Road. Greenville Pro Soccer will manage game day visitor traffic and parking through their use of their long-term parking vendor and security vendor, EPI, and with the aid of Mauldin Police Department. GPS will be releasing more information about parking and traffic management later this week, along with maps and graphics prior to June 3rd. On opening night, EPI will staff parking lots and pedestrian access areas, while MPD will manage the flow of traffic along Bridges Road, especially at the intersections of I-385, Bridgeway Boulevard, and Holland Road. MPD will be deploying a sizable number of officers to support opening night's pregame festivities during the game and at dismissal. Officers will direct traffic at all major intersections near the stadium, at designated pedestrian crossings, and more. Those attending are encouraged to review the traffic and parking information that will be provided in advance with advance purchase of tickets or by visiting gevernovapark.com. The city will also be sharing information for those attending, visiting Bridgeway Station, or just trying to get home on our social media accounts. Kickoff is expected at 7:36 p.m. with pregame festivities starting at 5 p.m. and a fireworks display after the game. It's going to be a night to remember and one not to miss. We also want to welcome home Greenville Triumph and Liberty Soccer Clubs. My report. Nope, I've one more. Hot off the press. I had to write it in. See, so you may have seen an article come out in the Post and Courier last week or so. I think it was late last week, where it pegged our 2025 census population estimate for the city of Mauldin at 31,465, which makes us the 7th fastest growing city in South Carolina and up 27% since 2020. And so that's an exciting number to see, but also kind of in line with expectations to what we've been planning for the last few years in preparation to probably peaking at about 35,000 residents by the 2030 census. So they're here and they're still coming. So that's my report, sir.
Thank you, sir. I'll take a moment of mayor's privilege as chair of this, because he wouldn't do this But those of us who have constantly banged on his door 7 days a week for updates and things like that, and the the mirage of little items he's had to attend to out there. Seth and Greg and Gina, just on behalf of this council that you would never ask for or accept, but a round of applause from us in order. Let's repeat what I said the other day. We want our administrator back. But thank you for all the hard work that you guys put in for this. Unbelievable, the detail that you go through. All right, with that, next item on our agenda is unfinished business ordinances on second reading. This is coming from the Business Development Services, Mr. Steenbeck. Whoop. I'm sorry, I skipped right over that because I got so excited. Fall back to 6, report from standing committees, Economic Planning and Development, Mr. Matney.
Mayor, I think you were fine to skip ahead because what can any of us add that Mr. Duncan hasn't already said? I have nothing to report this evening.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety, Ms. King.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, unlike Mr. Matney, Public Safety has had a busy last couple of weeks, and I would like to recognize our fire department. We had 23 firemen that were recognized. I know our battalion chief, John Vickers, is in the back. He's one of the 23 that were recognized for their hard work, dedication, and professionalism, and received the Life Saving Award. We thank each of them for their dedication and appreciate all that you do. So please pass that along, Chief, to your recipients. It did not go unnoticed. And then this past Thursday night, our Mauldin Police Department hosted a grand event for Special Olympics, the 2026 Gold Medal Gala that was at the Grand Holland Estates in support of Special Olympics and the South Carolina Torch Run. It was the first year that Mauldin PD has hosted this and been involved with it, and Sergeant Sevchek did an amazing job with her team and making this event just super special and very successful. So their goal was $30,000 to raise for Special Olympics, and through the leadership of our police department and staff, they were able to, and our community. Our community was very well represented as sponsors and et cetera. But we raised a total of $50,000, so $20,000 over and above. So if you see it next year, please join us. You will not regret it. It was amazing. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King. Yep. Chief, somehow I got a hold of your personal credit card. I'll give it back to you, but there's several items you won.
Mayor, Chief and I have decided we're starting to save money now for the silent auction for next year. Lots of nice prizes. You have to have a big wallet though for those nice trips.
At least someone else's credit card.
Thank you, Ms. King. Public Works, Mr. Crayland.
Nothing to report at this time.
Thank you, sir. Finance and Policy, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have nothing to report, but did want to thank the city attorney for earning his billable hour and stopping you from messing the reports up. That's it. That's all. He finally earned his billable hour during a meeting.
All right. Yeah, I knew I was going to make a mistake sometime this year. I just didn't know it'd be this soon. Thank you, sir. Recreation, and Mr. Allgood.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Business and Development Service, Mr. Steenbeck.
Nothing to report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Now I will move to item 7, unfinished business, second readings, Business and Development Service, Mr. Steenbeck.
Thank you, Mayor. I guess I would like to make a motion to amend the ordinance number 1065, the rezoning of 225.8 acre tract at Fork Shoals Road and Ashmore Bridge Road to adjust the effective date therein. The date changing from May 31st to July 31st.
Second reading.
Well, second reading. Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's number 1065. Is there a second?
Second.
second from Mr. Matney. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion 1065 to adjust the effective date as stated by Mr. Steinbach to July 31st, 2026, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
No was Mr. Kraling, Mr. Allgood, and Mr. Steinbach. Cindy got that? All right. And consider the motion carries 4-3. Right back at you, Mr. Steinbach.
Make sure I find it so I can read it.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to amend ordinance 1066, the annexation of 7.2 acre tract at 1330 Fork Shoals Road to adjust the effective dates therein again from May 31st to July 31st. And this is on second reading.
Thank you, sir. Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Matney. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion on second reading as stated for 1066, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign.
No.
No, Mr. Craig and Mr. Steinbach. That was 6-2. You're earning your money. 5-2. Got it. Back. All right, so the ordinance carries 5-2. Okay. Next item before us. On first reading, finance and policy, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you refer to your packet, item 8A, I'd like to make a motion to pass on first reading the FY 26 budget amendment ordinance as presented in your packet.
Yeah, for motion, Mr. Reynolds, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Steinbach. Any discussion? Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is just a housekeeping item. We do this every year. It's strictly to keep from having a budget amendment every time something changes from the budget. So we compile it all at the end of the year. And this is for appropriations that we may not have known about during the fiscal year. And, you know, how the bureaucracy is long and winded. It's sometimes we have things that cross budget years, and this is just the cleanup at the end of the fiscal year. So normal housekeeping product here. A couple of items of note are some expenditures, and we had some revenues for stadium GPS portion, bonds proceeds. On the revenue side, some of the expenditures were stadium expenditures, rebranding, generator for city hall updates, sewer pump station repairs, etc. All of it's charted in your packet. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Reynolds. Anyone else? I think it's worth noting too that in last year's budget, we spent or are going to spend over $2 million on road resurfacing and paving.
Hmm.
So you might want to help me spread the word that we are actually doing something on our roads. That would be a big help. Thank you for that.
Thank you for mentioning that, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion on first reading to pass the 2025-2026 budget amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous. I believe we're back to you, Mr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The most exciting thing that finance and policy does every year, present the next year's budget. What you have before you is the fiscal year 2026 budget. I'd like to make a motion to approve on first reading the 2026-2027 budget. And I'll give an overlay after during discussion.
All right, I have a motion from Mr. Reynolds on first reading for approval of the budget 2026-2027. Say aye. Whoops, we're not voting.
Second.
That's on first read.
Second.
I need a second.
Mr. Allgood.
Mr. Allgood.
Second.
Second, Mr. Allgood. Third. Did you catch that? Yeah. Okay.
Money.
Have a second. Is there any discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Reynolds.
I was distracted by the hands over here. I'm trying to tell you to go. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, and we've obviously we had several workshops on this, and this is one of the most important things that we do as representatives of the city of Mauldin is how we take care of the finances that the citizens and constituents entrust us with. There were obviously several budget workshops. There were no fist fights. Police weren't called. No arm wrestling matches to get something in or out of the budget. It was really probably one of the easiest budgets that I recall. And I think as I consider that, just I'm going to speak freely. I don't know that makes it wise, but one of the things that make this budget fairly easy is it's a fairly it's what I would call a maintenance budget. This is kind of just plugging along for the city. So there are no real courageous acts that have to be made in this budget. It's trying to do the business of the city and maintain the high level of service at a pace. So it's one of those as we consider moving forward, as Mr. Duncan talked about, there is substantial growth in the city. I don't know that we're always going to have the luxury of having a maintenance budget, is what I'm getting at. It's one where we're still doing all the things to provide a high level of service. We're buying $3 million in police and fire vehicles. Those are all good things, but it's kind of normal for the size of this city. We're putting money in roads. We're putting money in cost of living to maintain the high level of employees that we have. There's continued work on parks and trails. It's a good budget, so don't take anything what I'm saying as a critique. Certainly, Mr. Duncan, I know we've talked a little bit about this, but it is a budget that is status quo isn't the word I want to use. It's maintaining. But as we move forward and as we grow, they won't always be this easy. So forewarning, next year or the year past, big expenditures, big growth will cause more arm wrestling, I think. That said, I appreciate all of staff from the guy who weed eats, the guy who's pick up trash, all the way up to our department heads, as well as our administrator for effectively putting together a budget that makes our job easier. All the hard work behind the scenes, all the meetings that go on long before we actually get a presentation of a budget. Certainly, I appreciate it, and I know I'm speaking for the rest of the council that while a lot of it goes unnoticed past these walls, it certainly doesn't go unnoticed right here. So we appreciate that, and please extend that to your department heads as well as Miss Abercrombie, which I know you all spend many, many hours. I know y'all argue back and forth. So it has been her fiscal responsibility that has helped the city to the continued success that it's had. And I do believe this is a budget that keeps us on a solid path. That said, that's all I have. I think I covered everything. Oh, the one that everybody wants to hear. It's a balanced budget with no tax increases. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Anyone else? All right. All those in favor of the motion on first reading to approve the fiscal year 2026, 2027 budget, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the budget first reading is approved 7-0. All right, and one more reading, I believe
One more for me.
that's under that finance also?
Yes, sir.
Oh, finance. You're on a roll, Mr. Reynolds.
Might as well. This is my one time of year. We're not like Parks and Recs where every year somebody's doing something awesome and you get the microphone and shake hands and all this stuff. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to pass on first reading an ordinance establishing a sewer pump station fee for parcels of the Hawk Haven subdivision and additional parcels of the Adam Glen and Ameris subdivisions, as well as reestablishing the pump station fee for Indigo Point, the Retreat, Deer Ridge, and parts of Pine Forest subdivision. And I'll give an explanation in discussion.
Thanks, Mr. Reynolds. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Grayling. Any discussion, Mr. Reynolds?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As new homes come online in all of these subdivisions, this is something that, again, it's a maintenance thing. It's a housekeeping thing. We have to do this every year, making sure we're covering all the new tax map numbers as well as, well, mostly just the new tax map numbers as those homes come online. So each year, the amount for the sewer pump station is adjusted per subdivision, et cetera, et cetera. So all that is reflected in here. All of those fees from current recommended change, all those are in your packet. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr.
Sir.
I have a motion to approve on first reading an ordinance establishing a sewer pump station fee for the parcels that he listed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Reynolds.
That's it. I'll see you next year.
I hope next month.
Yeah, well, next. That was first reading.
All right, next item, D, economic planning and development, Mr. Matney.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that we approve on first reading an ordinance to amend Article 4 fireworks of Chapter 20 Fire Prevention and Protection of the Mauldin Code of Ordinances so as to revise the permitting and oversight process for public fireworks displays.
Second.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. King. Is there any discussion? Mr. Allgood.
Thank you, Mayor. There's been a lot of jokes about putting our attorney to work tonight, so I'm going to ask him a question. During the not the Recreation Committee, the Economic Development Committee, as they were talking, there was talks about drone shows, and I think it was removed from what was originally crafted in the ordinance. So where would a drone show fit into getting done?
It's a great question. Is that a specific term? Regulate that?
It's something that we've brought up in terms of a potential activity we would like to do in the future. But I didn't know if it needs to pertain into this ordinance, because I think it was originally written as a combined, and then it was removed.
I wasn't aware of any amendment in that respect, but I believe that it would probably be proper for that regulation to go within this article. In some respect, we could certainly provide an amendment in that respect, but certainly fireworks is not. Drones are not encompassed on the definition. Want to regulate it, go into a permit, and we need to legislate.
Thank you.
Anyone want to, I think I remember something. You got it, Mr. Matney?
Thank you, Mayor. When we were talking about it in committee, I think that my description of it was that in trying to deal with drone shows in this specific ordinance, that we were creating a solution that was searching for a problem. Pyrotechnics are governed under a specific code section in state law. They're not governed drones are not governed in that section. The FAA is the group that oversees individuals and companies who use drones for commercial reasons. So, knowing what we were trying to do with this ordinance, I just didn't think that it fit at the time.
Thank you. Mr. Steinbeck, I believe you had some insight on drones too, didn't you?
Yeah, just to reiterate Mr. Matney's point, the FAA does closely regulate drones. And so my experience has been as a former commercial drone pilot that their their rules and regulations are probably more difficult to deal with than anything we could come up with at this point in terms of like being strict about where and how and when and what's done with them. So it, it seemed like a solution looking.
So if I may ask, if a company that does drone shows reached out to the city or we reached out to them, it would not need to fall under any kind of ordinance, that it would be just covered through the FAA.
Yeah, they would have to have FAA clearance to depending on where they were airspace wise, which pretty much all airspace, they're going to have some sort of FAA clearance. And they're going to have to be licensed through the FAA to do it commercially too. So
Mr. Duncan.
Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to add to that. They would only be required at this time to have a business license, and we wouldn't provide any other oversight to that operation. So if there was let's say just GE Renova Park just decides to do one, they would not, other than the operator or the company getting a business license, they wouldn't need to communicate that they were doing one to us in any other capacity. So.
Doesn't our public safety utilize drones occasionally do we fall under any?
We do, and they
Yeah,
are
notice.
licensed operators. Yes, sir. Our drone program, they all, both the drones themselves have to be licensed through the FAA and the pilots themselves. So we follow the same regulations with that. This was, at least it was, as it was discussed in committee, was more about should we have a permitting process, so then that way it was not necessarily a regulated entity in the sense that we're not trying to, usurp the regulations of the FAA, but rather it's more of a notification that we know it's occurring and happening is the way I was trying to present that. But based on the feedback from committee, it was drafted this way to just really attack the problem or the issue that we're really having, and not really issue, but just address the thing that needed to be fixed in the code first. Because the other, as you think about drones in generally, especially commercial drone operations within the city, we don't have any regulation on what that, nor do most municipalities right now, but what that is, how that occurs, what's proper and safe. Pretty much if you come off the ground, you are in FAA territory when it comes to rules and regulations.
And I don't have anything, Mr. Allgood. And I think what Mr. Allgood's asking, and I'm stepping here, so it sounds like what he's asking for is, what is our avenue for permission for drone show?
We don't have there's not a requirement that they have to get our permission at this point.
For what you
As long
said,
as
it
they have a
basically is
business
they got to have a business license and they're good.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, sir. Hearing no other discussion, the motion before us on first reading is an amendment to the fireworks ordinance to more effectively and officially grant approval for public fireworks displays. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous. All right, and the next item before us is standing committee items. I would ask Ms. King if you would preface that with a motion to consider it via the informal method.
I think I have two other items prior to standing committee items. Or committee of the whole.
I miss them.
E and F under new business.
Standing committee E and F.
Oh, my note was in the wrong place. Yes, standing committee items, public safety, Ms. King.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Sorry.
No, that's good. You just keeping me on my toes, just checking, right?
Yeah.
We'll go with that. At this time, I'd like to make a motion for the authorization and execution of both the mutual aid agreement and contract for law enforcement services with Clemson University.
All right, I have a motion, Ms. King. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Craylene, Mr. Reynolds. Let Cindy work that one out. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to update the mutual aid agreement with Clemson University and contract for law enforcement services, say aye.
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 Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries. Thank you. Back to you, Ms. King.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There was an update and revision of the next item, but I'll go ahead and make the motion, for authorization for the city administrator and the chief of police to enter into agreements with outside law enforcement agencies to support special events held within the city.
Yeah, for motion, Ms. King, is there a second? Second, Mr. Crayling. Is there any discussion? You look like you have a question. You don't have a question.
My normal face.
Mr. Mayor, I'll just comment. I made the suggested revisions that are before council this evening. Under the code section there, 2320, that's the Law Enforcement Assistant Act adopted by our state legislature. Provisions inserted in the agreement that are required by that code section, and that's why they're in.
All right. Everybody had a chance to review those sufficiently?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know we've passed other ones that are like this, these memorandums of understanding. Would we need to revisit any of the other ones that we've had recently based on what you've changed here? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I kind of think that carry over. This law that's referenced is a really recent amendment. Gotten out of the old.
Thank you.
No other comments? Then the motion for authorization for the city administrator and chief of police to enter into an MOU for law enforcement agencies to support special events within the city of Mauldin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous also. Now my note is applicable and I won't restate it unless you need it. Thank you, Ms. King.
Thank you. At this time, I'll make a motion by informal method to consider items G and H on our agenda as committee of the whole.
Thank you, Ms. King. Have a motion for informal session consideration. Is there a second?
Second.
Second for Mr. Crayling. Any objection? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to consider the item via the informal method, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none. First one is our administrative judge, Ms. King.
Thank you. I'm excited to make this motion tonight as it's a much needed item that we need for our judicial department and to give our current judge a little breathing room and some extra time at home, maybe. I said maybe. So at this time, let's see, I would like to make the motion for the appointment of Ms. Erica Stinson as full-time administrative judge for a 4-year term set to expire on May the 31st, 2030. And Judge Stinson is here tonight as well if anyone has any questions following our meeting.
She's waving her hand.
Yes.
Hearing no questions, back to you, Ms. King. Or you done? That was the motion. All right. We have a motion, Ms. King. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second from the audience to my right. Mr. Steenback, Reynolds. He gave me that look, so I'm assuming. All right. All those in favor of the motion to appoint the Honorable Erica Benson as the full-time administrative judge for the city of Mauldin Municipal Court, effective until May 31st, 2030, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion is unanimous. Welcome to the team.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, the next item of the informal method will be handled by Mr. Crayling, I believe.
Time, I'd like to make a motion to approve and accept additional funds from the Greenville Legislative Delegation Transportation Committee, GLDTC, for the development of new sidewalks on Main.
Second.
You've been waiting years for that.
Yes.
Go names from Mr. Grayling and a second from Ms. King. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the acceptance of additional funds from the GLDTC or development of new sidewalks on Miller Road, say aye.
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 Those opposed, don't dare. I'm sorry, those opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. We will get our sidewalks on Miller Road. Fantastic. All right, next item on the agenda is public comment, non-agenda items. I don't believe anyone signed up, so we'll move right through that. Next item is council concerns. Any concerns, Mr. Matney?
Excuse me. I would just ask that when we adjourn tonight, we do so in the memory of Officer DJ Keller of the Greenwood Police Department and Sergeant Ashley Munoz of the Greenville Police Department, and that the thoughts and prayers of this council and the city go to their individual departments, their families, and their friends.
Thank you for doing that. Those that would, I would ask just for a moment of silence for those two. Thank you, council, for that. Anyone else? All right, then the next item is call for the executive session. These appear to be economic development, so I'll refer to our resident economic development expert, Mr. Matney.
Thank you, Mayor. Move we enter executive session to consider the following items allowed under Section 30-4-70A2, Project Bunker, Mauldin Stadium at Bridgeway Station, City Center Village redevelopment, and the receipt of legal advice on matters covered by the attorney-client privilege related to regulations on public property.
I have a motion from Mr. Matney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Steenbach. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the executive session motion as stated, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, like sign. Hearing none, we will adjourn upstairs, not adjourn, but we will move upstairs for the executive session. All right, we are returning to chambers at 9:31 PM. Mr. Matney, would you like to report out?
Thank you, Mayor. No decisions were made, no votes were taken.
Thank you, Mr. Matney. No decision. Possible action on items discussed in executive sessions. Anyone have anything? Mr. Matney.
Thank you, Mayor. Move we approve the incentive agreement with Par Greenville LLC as presented during executive session and authorize the mayor and/or his designee to execute the agreement.
Thank you, sir. I have a motion, Mr. Matney. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. King. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to approve, as stated by Mr. Matney, the agreement with Par, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, the motion carries unanimous. Anything else? What I hear on adjournment?
Moved. Second.
Mr. May and Mr. Crayley, and all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, like sign. Hearing none. We stand adjourned at 9:33.
Yeah, I got that.